Hello. Now this is this one I'm going to do on Mary Sanderson. Okay, so Mary Sanderson is quite a woman. Okay, so again, she's a sister with the vacuum cleaner, and I'll show you the vacuum cleaner later. And she's actually quite heavy, but she does stand. I've put good thick card into her feet, and she does stand up. But with all this hair, and she's quite top heavy. Anyway, so with Mary Sanderson, she has a red, like a red cape. Color is actually that I used is actually claret. Okay, so but anyway, so she has a red cape. If you put the hood up, it does go up, but you know, I don't think that's the way she would wear it. So, the hair, I had to sort of decide whether I was going to give her a hairstyle with the bun or whether I was going to give her a hood with the cape. And I decided I'd make the cape. It can be removable and it can hang down at the back. Now, you could live without doing the cape. I have it tied on, and it's done the same way as Sarah's cape. So if you've watched Sarah's video, you'll see I explained about the gusset that I put in the back just to give it something in between. And then this one I've already stitched in the strings. So that's the cape off. Now she's a perfectly lovely doll without the cape. You know, she can stand, she's a standalone and without the cape. You know, you don't have to knit the cape. The cape takes quite a lot of wool and quite a lot of time. Okay, so anyway, here she is. So I've given her boots and legs. Now I haven't yet, and I might put some laces on her boots to give them up. The legs, I just put white tights on. Okay, and then after I had it knit, I thought, wouldn't that be lovely and purple and white stripes for the legs? So anyway, I've mentioned that in the pattern. It's very much up to you. And then her skirt. Now her skirt is sort of a check sort of skirt. Okay, now I knit it in stripes. Okay, so cream and purple and like I was like an aubergine, I think, color. Okay, stripes. Okay, so then I thought I would try to give her the look of check, and I did stitch in some lines into her skirt, and I only did it, I could do the whole skirt like that, but I only did it in the bottom row because really that's all you're going to see. Once she gets her apron on, once she gets her cape on, you're not going to see the rest. And even if you do see the rest, it's still quite nice. Okay, you could, if you were really being fussy, you could do the whole skirt and make it look more of a check effect around the whole skirt. Anyway, she has an apron on, and I did it, and she has pockets in her apron. Okay, now after I did it, as I'm always doing things after I did it, I think possibly I could have used a purple apron and maybe with darker pockets so that they could be better seen. But she has got pockets in her apron. Now she has a bust. Okay, so she has a bust and shape, so that's done in orange when you're doing the basic doll. Okay, her sleeves are orange, the same as her undershirt. Okay, and then she has now that was only I knit 6 rows, and then I folded them in half, and then I sort of puffed them up and stitched them round. It was just to make it a bit less plain. And on her sleeve I just put a little point that falls down over her hand just to give her a wee bit more detail. Okay, she has on her waistcoat, she has some black lacing. I did stitch the point of the waistcoat to the apron. I put the apron on first and then I stitched it on. I have on the apron some strings, but you could live without those altogether. You could actually just do the apron part and not have the strings. Okay, so at the back there's her waistcoat at the back. But this lady Mary has, like, they look like curtain rings, you know, and I just happen to have in my jewellery finding box, I keep bits of jewellery. I happen to have these wee rings that I thought worked out perfectly there, so I didn't need to do anything to them. But if you don't have these, just an ordinary ring, and you could cover them with, you know, wrap them in wool. They're not actually very big. They're, let me see, there's the size of my small nail, you know, so they're roughly about that size, and they're just stitched on either side, and they're like curtain rings. Now the face, she has a wonky sort of mouth, which you have to do, and the eyebrows, and then her hair. Now I have a separate video on the hair, and it's very hard to see because of the you know, the black and the purple, but I did black and purple. The bun is actually only covered with a plait, you know, just a thick plait. I put a little bit, I think I put 25 strands of black, and then about 10 strands of the purple, and then I made a big plait, and I just covered that up. This part is done, these sort of curls. I tried to explain it in another video, and I will put it up, although it's difficult to see. But anyway, they were done where I stitched, and then I wrapped and stitched, and sort of bounced down into thick. It's like a poodle. That's nearly like a poodle effect. So it's very nice. So there's Mary, the doll, and she's very nice. And I think you could do without the cape. Personally, I think I would do without the cape. But the guy who asked me to knit these dolls asked for the cape, so I have her cape made. So, but as you can see, she's quite a top-heavy doll. She does stand because in the foot I put cardboard. Now, if you haven't got a thick cardboard, this was the cardboard you get, you know, if you buy jewellery, and it's on a cardboard display bit, okay, and it's like a thick, like a very heavy cardboard. Well, that's what I used for in there. Okay, but if you don't have that and you only have a cereal packet or whatever, I would use about 6 layers of cardboard just to make sure that she really does stand up. These ladies are going to be going to a guy who has a cauldron already for them. He already has the Winifred doll, and he has a cauldron set up waiting for these other two to come and join their sister Winifred at the cauldron. Okay, he's doing it for Halloween. Now, Mary has, she doesn't have a broom or a mop. Apparently the 3 sisters, something happened to their brooms or their broomsticks, so they ran off and they grabbed whatever was handy, and Mary grabbed a vacuum cleaner. So actually I think the vacuum cleaner's lovely. It's very, very sweet little vacuum cleaner. I made that just, I've put all the measurements and everything into the pattern. I made that with just a box. It's sort of roughly the size of a matchbox, I suppose, but I made a box. I just made them out of empty toilet roll tubes. Okay, so a box with a smaller box on the top. These are straws, 4 straws inside each other for strength, and I kept the length. I cut a bit off the bottom, and I cut a bit off where the bend goes round, because say it was about that length, that was too long, only wanted a small bit. So I have my vacuum cleaner, and after I did the boxes, I stitched on the handle. Okay, stitched on the handle. Then the bag. My mum used to have one of these vacuum cleaners, like it was like an old-fashioned. It was a Hoover. She had it for years. Okay, and the bag used to click off, and then you could have dumped the emptied it out. It was before all these vacuum cleaners now that are bagless and all the rest of it. So anyway, it had Hoover written up down the length of it. Anyway, and it was that sort of colour. So the bag's just knit flat, and then I have put an edge, stitched an edge, just to give it a wee bit of definition. She has a lead. All right, so it's a twisted cord made in the darker grey. I tried to make it look, you know, when you put those vacuum cleaners away, you roll up your flex, okay, but I didn't want it all rolled up, so I have a bit of it unrolled, and I made at the end, it's just done with some knots. Can you see that? Put on my black just at the end to look like a little plug, and I thought you could roll that round, sort of have it hanging on the vacuum cleaner like that. You could maybe roll up more, you don't have to, and I thought maybe it looked nice. Apparently there's a part in the middle in the movie that's very funny where she has trouble with her flex, so that's why I kept a bit of it out. So there's a little vacuum cleaner, which I think is really cute. Okay, so there's Mary and her vacuum cleaner. And if anybody wants the patterns, I have them on as a package. There's three patterns together if you buy them. Okay, so the Winifred, the Sarah and the Mary. Okay, or you can buy them singly if it's going to take you a while to knit them. Okay, they're nice. They're three nice dolls, and they're three nice dolls for Halloween. So I've enjoyed making them, and now I'm going to move on to my next ideas. Anyway, so the patterns are on my website, www.ecdesigns.co.uk. And if you just type in Elaine dolls in Google, it generally comes up and you can find my website. You're better buying them from the website than from Etsy or Ravelry because of fees and things. They're more expensive on Etsy and Ravelry. But come to my website. And I hope everybody that buys them enjoys knitting them. If anybody has any questions, I'm always here to answer. Do my best to explain how they're made. Bye.